Magnus Science. Get on over to Nerdrotic. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. See what he thought of Ironheart. I'm sure he thought what myself and 99.9% of the fandom thought of that trailer. Oh boy.
It's always difficult to call out your friends, but I think it has to be done in this case because I don't know why everybody's being so hard on the Ironheart trailer. Admittedly, it's a little longer than I thought it would be and a little more spicy, but maybe it's going on Hulu. I think it was a bold choice to race swap Riri Williams to an Asian woman. I found it to be an extensive, deep, and exploratory character study of... Oh, 1 second. Sorry. Yeah.
That's the wrong Ironheart?
What?
Yes, the Japanese porno.
Ironheart will be a series on Disney Plus about genius inventor Riri Williams, who has the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man's. Dominique Thorne will play the title role. And as we like to do, both Secret Invasion and Ironheart will tie directly to MCU feature films.
5 years later.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
5 years later.
So, you in or out? Riri, I see you. I see you.
Aye, man. I gotta say that every time I see him, because that's what it reminds me of. Aye, man. And people are already writing me and telling me that they race swapped Hood also. So, here's what it is, folks.
That up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
Normal Disney.
I'm gonna build something undeniable. Something
Important.
iconic. It's a brand new...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
nerdrotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. There is a handful of characters that personify everything wrong with Marvel Comics and now Marvel Studios, including but not limited to Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel, no, not Miss Marvel from the comics, Captain Marvel, Sana Amanat self-insert Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel, and Riri Williams as Ironheart. All three are derivative characters of a male hero, and Riri Williams...
Look how horrible that is. When I saw that in the theater, I was like, oh, people are going to destroy them over this. She looks like Mega Man. Oh my God.
Williams as Ironheart. All three are derivative characters of a male hero. Some are derivatives of derivatives. All three were developed for the comics solely based...
Made Miss Marvel's, Captain Marvel's nostrils kind of big there, didn't they? What's going on with that? No, it's not the nostrils. It's the indentation around the nose, I guess. Or I don't know.
Based on their identity to push inclusivity, and that's the exact same reason they were rushed into the MCU. In the comics, all three have been repeatedly pushed on a fan base that absolutely rejects them, leading to all three of them being featured in multiple canceled comics, which in turn was the spark that led to the beginning of the decline that continues to this very day for Marvel Comics. Coincidentally, with just two of those three characters, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, the same thing is happening to Marvel Studios. And now it looks like Kevin Feige is determined to repeat all of the mistakes of the comic books and lead to the same failures by finally releasing Ironheart.
Marvel, why do you continue to put out stuff that nobody wants? Like, for example, I stopped doing Marvel unboxings. Why? Look at my video with the most views. My video with the most views is a 14 million view video of the unboxing of the Infinity Gauntlet. Go look at my last Marvel unboxing and look how many views that is. I don't even remember, but I know it was low, and it was the reason why I stopped. I literally have more than I know I got like around 10, 15, maybe 20 legendary Marvel Legends, like big box that I never did. They're just collector's items in storage right now because people don't want to see them. So, because the views declined on them, nobody wanted to see them. People are starting to truly hate Marvel and or have apathy and just don't care anymore, it's not worth it for me to keep doing them. Because I'm not even having fun doing them. See, I do certain videos that I know will get low views, but I do them because I want to do them because it's fun for me still. But a YouTuber usually does videos based on their joy or their views or both, okay? And most YouTubers are money motivated. They want to make a lot of money from being on YouTube. So it's usually views, okay? It's not worth it. But you're still doing stuff that nobody wants to see at all. None. Are you even having fun making this stuff anymore? Are you? Like, even I learned to stop making what my fans didn't want to see because they don't care about you anymore. Now, I did recently put up a poll. I put up a poll to see if they wanted to have the unboxing of the, like, legendary Dr. Doom mask that's coming out. And overwhelmingly, they said yes. I'm assuming half because it's the Russo brothers directing Doomsday, and half because it's RGJ playing them. And, or maybe we can split it into thirds. Maybe a third it's Dr. Doom. We haven't had Dr. Doom yet, officially, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I'm going to do that unboxing. I already pre-ordered it months ago, so it should arrive whenever they decide to ship them. So I'll do it. We'll see what it gets. Because my Infinity Gauntlet video did really well first, but then all of a sudden, one day I was checking my money on my YouTube app. You can check to see how many views you're getting, subscribers, how much you... And I was literally checking the money, and I was like, whoa. Why did it jump like $4,000 to $5,000 in one day? You know why? Because after the movie came out, the video exploded. It was already popular video. I think it was like a few 100,000 or something like that. Like 400,000 or 500,000. I can't believe that's how popular the movie was. That's how much people loved the Infinity Gauntlet in that movie. You guys. Oh.
Well, that's right. The year
People
of
don't care no
Lord
more.
2020, on December 10th, Kevin Feige announced there was going to be an Ironheart series. Admittedly, these were the days that Marvel thought they could do no wrong. The series was rushed into development, and she made her first iconic appearance in Wakanda Forever.
Get out of my dorm. Get out. Do not.
That part was
take
funny.
Another step toward me.
Her. She was funny.
Children to treat their guests. I am going to give you two options. You can come to Wakanda, conscious or unconscious.
You need to be conscious of the way that you look. Walking around here with that ash on your head.
Oh, it's funny.
No.
Then, upon
And she ain't even had no ash on her head. None. Looked perfectly lotioned.
completion of production on Ironheart 3 years ago, Kevin Feige actually watched it, and thanks to the worst time strikes in history, he was able to kick that can as far down the road as he could. Don't believe me? Well, aside from the fact that this show has again been on the shelf for 3 years, Ironheart has already broken what I believe will be a lot of unfortunate records. The first trailer for Ironheart broke the record for the shortest amount of time between any live-action MCU project's first trailer and its release. The previous record holder, Daredevil Born Again. How did that turn out? Now, the word on the street is that if Disney Marvel had its way, just like with Echo, they could release this, but they have to, so the best thing to do would be to either dump it all at once or delay it as much as possible. And now that we've seen some behind-the-scenes footage and the trailer, we know why. There is two schools of thought here. The big brains at Marvel either decided to release the Ironheart trailer just hours before James Gunn's Superman to compete with it, or to bury it. I report, you decide.
I was wondering why. Because I was like, everybody's waiting for Superman. Why would they release it now? Good job, Marvel. See, you are smart. You know what to do. You're just not doing it as a whole. To bury it. Good job. Good job.
Either way, neither of them worked, and this may be another reason they delayed the footage until the last possible minute, because it looks like it's heading towards an iconic ratio. But I tell you, there's no happier guy on earth that Ironheart got delayed so long it came out after Sinners, which I liked, than executive producer Ryan Coogler.
I got into Marvel as a kid, going to comic book shops. I was really big on X-Men and all of the offshoots, like X-Factor and Wolverine. When Ironheart came out, I remember the buzz around the industry.
It was funny, he just said he liked Sinners. That's I liked it too. Good Lord! I got an emergency flash flood warning, like right before I started the video. All of a sudden I'm a traitor to my race because I didn't give it a 5 out of 5. I gave it a 2.75 out of 5. It's not enough to like it. I have to absolutely love it, or I am a traitor to my race. I actually loved The Woman King. Nobody was carrying my statue around and praising me then. You know what I'm saying? So weird.
You sure about that? You sure about that? Wait, first off, why in the hell would you show this cover? It's one of the worst in comic book history. It's like somebody
Yeah,
put a
it's
girl
terrible.
in half and put 2 deer legs on the bottom.
Yeah, it's weird.
Now, if by buzz you mean the 45th best-selling comic of the month Ironheart came out, which sold 40,000 copies, which admittedly comic shops would kill for those kind of numbers, but the reason we don't get numbers like that anymore is because you kept releasing comics like Ironheart. And in 2019, when the Ironheart Volume 1 trade paperback Those with Courage was released, it was the 328th best-selling book of the year, selling a whopping 2,640 copies to comic shops. And not too long after that, things got so bad in the comic book industry, they stopped reporting sales. That sounds like the perfect thing to adapt and rush into production while spending hundreds of millions of dollars only to sit on it for 3
So
years.
stupid.
Now, after spending a decade in the comics and half a decade in the movies, taking legacy
By
characters...
the way, I don't know if you know this. When I was growing up, it was okay to say the R word. And no, I don't mean the R word that is related to women. The R word relating to being slow mentally. Apparently you can't say that word anymore, or you can get a yellow $sign. You can be demonetized for saying the R word when you're talking about mentally disabled. Okay? Oh, my lights are flickering. Good Lord. Yeah, so back in my day, see, in hood communities, what you'll find is that there are a ton of black people, children with the names like Riri, TT, Cece, Kiki, Nene, Dee, BB, ZZ. Everything you can think of, they have those names. However, the woman Riri is actually a shortened version of saying mentally disabled. So I've always thought it was so strange that they named her that. Or maybe it wasn't, but...
characters and replacing them with diverse characters because you could just pass the mantle, and just a few months after Sam Wilson officially took over the mantle of Captain America, that completely failed.
Wait
this
for it.
time they want you to know they're not passing the mantle.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy. But in the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship. He was kind of advising her.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Thick Eric July.
Ain't right. Except she wasn't really advised by Tony Stark because the comic they were showing right there was an AI version because he was dead.
And eventually, she got her own identity.
Wait a minute, what?
An AI, except she wasn't really advised by Tony Stark because the comic they were showing right there was an AI version because he was dead.
And eventually, she got her own identity as Ironheart.
The story of Ironheart is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
It's really about her proving herself and achieving her own legacy.
Creating your own legacy by stealing everything the legacy character established, including his own book. And never mind the fact that although it was never going to succeed, That was the intention, and there were articles written about Riri Williams being the next Iron Man, but it's not about passing the mantle. And as far as the trailer is concerned, it actually gets worse. Keeping in mind that a trailer is just a commercial for, in this case, your TV show, which is designed to captivate potential viewers by highlighting the story's most exciting elements, characters, and visuals in a brief, compelling format without giving away too much of the plot.
It always kills me when people are like, don't judge the show by the trailer! Don't judge the movies by the trailer! That's what they're put out for. For you to see the trailer and make a judgment call as to whether you think this movie or show is good enough for you to spend your hard-earned money on and buying a subscription to Disney Plus to watch, or to buy a movie ticket to go and watch it. That's what they're for! And then, of course, you make your final judgment after you see it. That's how it works. You make a preliminary judgment, and then you make a final judgment after you see it. That's how it works. Works for commercials for anything. Food, clothes, sneakers. Ooh, that sneaker looks cool. I think I would like it. Let me go to the store, try it on. Oh, I don't like how it feels on my foot. Oh, I'm not going to buy it. Or I am going to buy it. That's how it works, folks. The copium is amazing.
That's why I thought it was an interesting creative choice spending the first minute of this 1 minute and 44-second trailer having Riri Williams walk into a building and escape from an elevator. And Coogler, you're an executive producer. Now, I understand the connection to Wakanda Forever, but you couldn't have Marvel add Creed, Sinners, or, I don't know, the first Black Panther? Anyway, we finally learned something.
Yeah, it should have said Black Panther, Creed, and Sinners. That's what it should have said. Wakanda Forever. I told y'all in another video. You led with Wakanda Forever? Seriously? Probably because she was in Wakanda Forever. No, you shouldn't have did that. See, fans associate hit with Black Panther, hit with Sinners, and what was the other one? What was the other one you just said? Don't remember. But they associate that with hits. Like, come on now. Black Panther. No, Black Panther, Sinners. What the hell? Why am I...
Coogler, you're an executive producer. Now, I understand the connection to Wakanda Forever, but you couldn't have Marvel add Creed, Sinners,
Creed, yes.
First Black Panther. Anyway, we finally learned something about the character.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
Riri, I see you. I see you fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
And right off the bat, we get the staples of modern intersectional feminist Hollywood writing. We are told she is great, constant affirmations from other characters, but never shown. And she's being kept down by the patriarchy, or the system, or both. And she deserves her acknowledgement, despite the fact that she's already going to MIT.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
Man, I'm glad they told us she was a genius again. And she just recently got back from an internship abroad at the isolationist ethno-state of Wakanda.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important.
iconic.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Maybe it's opposite day, if by iconic you mean making something unrecognizable.
He said iconic, different than I've ever heard anybody say it. Iconic is different.
And forgettable, sure. But at least they found something new, because this black female genius in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is totally different from the other black female genius in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shuri. Man, I hope we hear the word iconic again.
Anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable things to get there.
Well, Hollywood would know a thing or two about that. Anywho, the rest of the trailer is a bunch of gobbledygook featuring that awful costume and the villain, the Hood, who is from the comics, who's had some connections to Dormammu, but the rumor is in this he'll be connected to Mephisto, which is too stupid to be true to waste a great villain like Mephisto in a show like this, but considering this comes from the same company who decided to lead with the female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four, it makes it believable. Oh, and just in case you didn't notice, it has hip-hop music in it because this is a show about black people. And you know that decision came from a board...
I told you, look at him making it rain. Play rap music and make it rain. Trust me, the Negroes will eat it up. Yeah. We're going to be making money hand over fist. Trust me, this one's going to work.
room full of woke white people with non-binary kids who don't live anywhere near black people. And the trailer ends with introducing us to Riri Williams' little buddy, fake Han Solo himself, Alden Ehrenreich.
A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady. Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
Well, I guess this is what Disney does to actors. He had a breakout role in Hail Caesar and then got the starring role in Solo. # Solo lost money. And now he's been relegated to token white guy assistant in a show by all accounts should never be released. So what did we learn about the iconic genius and insanely popular comic book character Riri Williams Ironheart? Unfortunately for Marvel Studios, this may be the most comic book accurate depiction of a character since Iron Man, because it turns out she's an ungrateful, insecure narcissist who craves acknowledgement and an unlikable brat who aspires to be undeniable and iconic, which is exactly how she is in the comics. She also doesn't need anyone to help her create her own legacy, except when she needs help from the guy she's stealing it from. Iron Man's Robert Downey Jr. gives Ironheart 2 thumbs up, and I'd bet 2 years' salary that he's never seen it and never will. And what has Marvel learned? Clearly, absolutely nothing. Like we said at the time, right after that big win with Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel went right back to the regular scheduled programming. They followed
That's
that
what
up
everybody
with
was saying was
Agatha,
going to happen.
Captain America Brave New World, Daredevil Born Again, and Thunderbolts. And Ironheart is next. And the fact that they've introduced characters into the MCU like America Chavez, Ironheart, Miss Marvel, and the female Silver Surfer before the Silver Surfer is a crime against imagination. And the soft bigotry of low expectations is well on display with this character through Marvel Comics and Marvel Studios' complete unwillingness to put any time, creativity, resources, or effort to make Riri Williams a real character, because they never intended for it to go beyond the superficial. It's just a fan for the headlines, as most of you already know. Ironheart is the very definition of didn't earn it. And you would think people at Marvel, whose business is superheroes, would know that heroes do not aspire to be iconic. Villains do. But the good news is there's still an Ironheart out there we could all get behind.
nerdrotic.com.
If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next one.
Oh, God. And don't even give me that whole, well, they didn't want to use, I already said it in another video. They didn't want to use the Norrin Red because the Silver Surfer's probably going to die, so they didn't want to waste him. They already killed Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness. They already killed Professor X in Multiverse of Madness. And other movies, by the way. And they still came back. Don't try that. Copium. 10 million subscribers. Woo!